So let's go ahead and take it away over to mchan, who is going to rock it with Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fastest First Marathon. My name is mchan338, and would my virtual couch please introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Zin Charlton.
Hello, I am Phantom Man.
Alright, so this is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. There's a lot to talk about right away, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start up right now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Let's go!
Alright, so the category I'm running is 100%, and in 100% we have to get all the hearts, all the heart pieces, all the heart containers, we have to get all the items, we have to upgrade everything. In this version of Link's Awakening, there are pictures, and we have to get all 12 of the pictures, and then we have to get 20 out of 26 seashells, which that rule is a bit of a controversial thing, but we won't go too much into it. So there's a lot of things to talk about right off the bat here. There's a bit of an optimization I'm going to be doing right away. It's called Early Sword, where I'm going to be holding my shield out on this upcoming cutscene, which is going to extend Link's hitbox by a few pixels, which is going to be enough for me to grab the sword early before the owl flies away to complete the cutscene, which saves about a few frames. And then right after that, I'm going to be getting 10 rupees. It's a bit random, but I'm going to let my commentators explain how I'm going to be getting the 10 rupees.
He's going to be holding out his sword or shield when the rupee lands on him. And then there's kind of a 50-50 chance that it'll duplicate the rupees. And that's kind of it. It's just rupee duping.
Yeah, basically you're picking up the rupee with both the hitbox of your body and of the sword or shield. It just doubles up.
Okay, not very good luck right away. Let's see if my luck on the grass gets better here. Also, while I'm on this screen, I'm going to get my first seashell right here. This is kind of one of the first major reset points right away. It's the first minute of the run, so you're going to be spending this entire minute on this for a while when you're grinding attempts.
Yeah,
or you just
it's pretty annoying because you can go on the screen several times and not get enough rupees still. Usually you will, especially if you get a lot on the beach. But it's in the case of a no reset run like this, if you get this unlucky, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is just setting you up for some good luck later on down the run. You're gonna have
we're gonna make up time later. Oh no, I died! Oh my god, the run's dead.
That's what you get for stealing, you bloody thief.
Now this is the fastest way to get items, is just to steal it. It's an intentional death. We're allowed to die.
I'm seeing a bunch of people saying never anger the shopkeeper. I object. Always anger him, because death is irrelevant in this universe. We just come back and we still have the thing we took, and our name is thief in Japanese, which I can't read, so I don't see a problem with. But now we're going through trendy. Just taking a little bit of magic powder a bit early. Which skips us from having to go get the mushroom later on in the mysterious woods.
With the shell, we can get the seashell a little bit early, and then now we're going to be going into the forest where we're going to be performing bomb triggers, so I'll let you guys explain what bomb triggers are about.
So bomb triggers are interesting. The way cutscenes work in this game is that they get queued up with something that we can see on screen. So what we do is we place one bomb, and then we place another bomb, on subsequent frames as we're transitioning across screens. And that does some black magic that allows us to start cutscenes early. It's very weird. It's very weird to watch, too. But it has the result of turning raccoons into people. Mostly plumbers. We can't confirm if anybody else has been turned into a person from a raccoon. I haven't seen any other ones on the island. But that's one of the bread and butter tricks of all the speedruns in this game. Because we always want to skip as many cutscenes and filler as we can. And now we're using our long arms, sticking the key in sideways and heading into D1.
Yeah, so this is the first dungeon of the game. No one ever makes any mistakes in this dungeon.
Yeah, definitely not. This is by far the easiest dungeon in the entire run, right? It also has absolutely the easiest boss.
Yeah, no one's ever lost a run to that.
And if anybody could tell, we are absolutely 100% being sarcastic.
This boss is deadly.
This is literally the final boss of this dungeon is Moldorm, and he's just a pile of randomness.
So, have you actually played Link to the Past and gotten to Moldorm and went, "Oh, this thing sucks. It just keeps on knocking me off the tower." Yeah. Imagine if that was the smaller arena.
Yeah.
And he was more aggressive.
Plus, in A Link to the Past, I think you can just hold out your sword and you won't get knocked back as far for some reason. In this, if you hold out your sword, you get knocked back way further.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. We're jumping to conclusions. Just like mchan doing with the newfound Rock's Feather.
Yes, this is a super jump that he's doing. This is it's certainly one of the most broken tricks in the game because every dungeon wall is made of a ledge, and if you get high enough, such as with a feather or even bonking off a wall, you can trick the game into thinking that you're on that ledge and get an extra jump. This allows you to get 2 or so tiles ahead. You can use it to go out of bounds as well, so we're not allowed to do that because this is no wrong warp / out of bounds run. This is Moldorm here. See how luckily he didn't fall in, but it's such a crazy fight. It's a tiny little room with pits on all the sides.
Don't worry, pal, you lived. That's the important part. You didn't die in the marathon run.
Yeah, I grabbed the safety fairy in case. Because you can die very easily. Moldorm does a full heart of damage.
And you only have 3 to start with, and normally you don't even have the full amount of health going in.
Do I have time to fit in a few donations?
Yeah, sure. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
So before the run, we got a $10 donation from Femboy Fox. No comment, but thank you so much for your donation. A $1 donation from Anonymous that said, time for the fun number, and that was when we had $666, but to be overtaken by Moonblaze Wolf with a $3 donation that says, nice meme number, let's have another. Can we get a nice in chat for 600 and nice dollars?
So we just been notified that some moblins kidnapped Bow Wow, the Chain Chomp, in Mabe Village, and we have to go to their hideout to retrieve Bow Wow. First off, there's a bit of a detour that we're going to be doing here in the log cave. We're going to be getting a heart piece. This is the first out of 12 heart pieces that we're going to be getting in the game.
God, it really is 12, isn't it? I lost track of this. Anyway, super jumps make things easy. It's like they didn't design the game for us being able to do very, very long and high jumps.
It's also worth noting, these tricks only work, or at least super jumps and bomb triggers, they only work in 1.0 version.
Yeah, you probably also noticed we're playing in Japanese, which is kind of typical of a lot of speedruns, just because the text is so much faster.
Text is
There's
faster
There's also text that you could skip. Like when he was talking to the kids, he just pressed B, and all the text was gone. If you're playing on English, you would have to watch all of that text scroll by. And I think we had a tournament not too long ago, and someone actually played the game, did a run on English, and it was like an extra 15 minutes each of the run.
I'm pretty sure it was English 1.2, wasn't it?
Was it 1.2? Oh, so he probably didn't even do other tricks either.
That's crazy. But now
Either way, it was considerably longer.
Yeah, we're fairly certain the Japanese is faster here.
Yeah, by like a few minutes in this category. But anyway, the other thing I did was I activated the picture side quest. You have to do it now. You can't do it after this point because you have Bow Wow. The mouse does not allow you to activate this picture side quest while you have Bow Wow with you. And the free picture that we got in the photo booth is actually your second picture because stealing actually counts as the first picture.
Yes, and there are 12 that we need to get throughout the run. As well as 20 seashells. I don't remember if we mentioned the seashells.
Yes.
And I think there are 26 seashells total in the entire game, but you only need 20. Once you get the sword upgrade, which is the reward for the seashells, then the rest of the seashells just disappear, or are converted into rupees. So we just did a little trick to get through that rock by being kind of clipped into the tree. Kind of super jumps and various other tricks require you to be clipped, which is just kind of going further into a wall than you're normally supposed to. But we don't consider it out of bounds if you're beyond or within, I think, 3 pixels into an object.
It's a strange and convoluted system of how we determine what is a tile is supposed to walk on or not. It's very odd. We actually had a discussion in the server about this a couple of days ago.
There's always ongoing debate about the rules of this game because it's such a broken game. And there's a lot of gray areas.
No, that's in the other version. That's in Link's Awakening original.
Well, especially in that one.
Alright, so there's another trick coming up here. We call this ghost skip. Basically, as long as the ghosts are off the screen, then this item will appear. Uh-oh, hold on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh boy. You're very lucky.
The heart pickup right here.
The ghosts get tricked into going the other way because, well, they work weird. A lot of stuff in this game works weird.
I'm also very low on arrows. I'm gonna be too short later on, so I have to think of something later.
Yeah, it's too bad you can't just go to the Armos maze early.
Man, imagine going through the Armos maze early with this much health. That'd be funny.
Yeah, because I believe the Armos do 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, they do.
And yes, there is a very real risk of dying on the genie.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I really should have got that popcorn.
Hopefully we're fine.
So this boss has a quick kill. So he's gonna be holding out his sword, and then on the top left, he's gonna clip into the bottom of the wall, and he's gonna move over as the pot jumps toward him. He's gonna pick up this pot with the bracelet while holding out the sword, and as long as he's facing left, the pot just instantly breaks when you're clipped into the wall. Then he places a bomb. The genie gets hit by the bomb toward you, and then you just do a bomb arrow into the genie, and there he goes.
A bit too cautious there.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
I didn't want to die. You lose a lot of time if you die.
If you shoot a bomb arrow into the wall to the left there, you'll kill the genie immediately after he gets knocked down. But if you're up in the higher part of the door when you do it, there's a good chance you'll take damage. So you want to be like in the lower part of the door when you do it.
Yeah, you can basically bomb the genie into you and then take a hit.
Which at half a heart, not really a good idea.
Yeah, no, didn't want to risk it.
So he got the Heart Piece of Shame later because it's called the Heart Piece of Shame actually more in reference to the any percent run, because it just wastes time to collect it. But in this run you have to get it, and it's a tiny little bit faster to get it on the way back. For some reason, I'm not quite sure why, but it's the tiniest little time save, I think.
I think maybe it like pushes you down or something when you get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
think that's the
could be.
reason why. It saves a pixel.
And we literally will save pixels if we can.
Because we have problems.
Yeah.
We're
So
desperate.
that's our
trying to-
first upgrade right there. We upgrade our bomb capacity, so we actually don't need, at this point, we don't have to worry about bomb management. 100% is a really nice category in that if you're not confident with resource management, this is a pretty good category. Because at a certain point, your resources aren't going to matter as much.
You say 100% is a nice category. I have to disagree for reasons that'll become apparent later.
Yeah, there are other issues, but for the reason I just explained is one of the nice things about this category.
Hey, Matt, is the other reason early hookshot?
It could be one of them.
There are a few tricks in this category that don't exist in other runs, and like we'll get to early hookshot a little later, but it's a 50-50 trick that can just lose you like in 10 to 15 seconds if it doesn't work. And you might have to do it several times. It can be a serious time loss. So he just opened up that cave and didn't go in it. Why could that be?
I don't think he's ready.
Yeah, no, too dangerous. I just had a bad D2. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
He needs
So
to mentally
he's-
prepare himself, steel himself for the challenge.
So he entered this phone booth to set a save point. He's gonna, after getting this picture, which we call the Richard picture, or another name if we can say it.
I mean, what do you mean? It's just another name for Richard, isn't it?
Indeed. And a shortened name for picture. Anyway,
Richard.
after this... yes, it's that. That's definitely what it is.
Yeah, you know, like that one guy, Tricky Rick. Or Rich.
Anyway, he's got 5 seashells now, and the reward for having 5 and 10 seashells when you enter this mansion, the seashell mansion, this is where you get the sword upgrade when you have 20, but if you go with 5 and 10, you'll get a bonus seashell. And then he saves and quit, because the mansion does not set a save point, but that telephone booth did, and so he just saves and quit and gets back to this point a little bit quicker. Now here is probably the biggest time save in the whole game. It is Villa Skip. It completely skips Canela Castle. So we don't even look at Canela Castle aside from getting the picture.
The gate's the only important part anyways.
So he just basically went over the pit and paused until he heard Link fall, and then he just held down, and that transitioned him down.
Yeah, it drops you to the first tile that you can actually walk on, I think.
Which happens to be the bottom bar, I think.
Yeah.
Or you mean after the transition?
No, after the transition.
Yeah, and that column of tiles, it takes me down to the bottom.
But there is a way you can kind of do a clip into one of the bushes and get out of the villa that way, but you can we're going to go through this cave because there's a bunch of seashell we need to get.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't speak today.
It's
And
early.
this upcoming
Don't
trick
worry.
is Jesus Jump, which is the same way that I did Villa Skip, but with water instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
You just kind of land on the water and then you just transition for a brief moment. Where you're walking. Or floating.
Yeah, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this another time a little bit later before we get the flipper.
Now again, Link showing off his long arms. Putting the key in from the back because we could just clip into the back of it. And here's D3.
So as you can see, wall clipping has a lot of use. This is why we didn't ban it. It's just too useful.
They didn't even ban it in glitchless, we just banned uses of it.
Yeah. It's also, well, one reason for that, I think, is because it's just kind of sometimes a little hard to tell if you actually are clipped or not. It's very easy to accidentally wall clip. But you can ban tricks that require wall clipping.
Yeah.
But either way, it's good to do as much wall clipping as you can when going around corners, just because you save pixels of movement.
Alright, who wants to explain Piece of Power?
mchan killed a bunch of enemies without dying or saving and quitting. You got a reward for it that increases his speed, attack power, and knockback. That's Piece of Power. We don't want the acorn, because the acorn only reduces the amount of damage we get. We shouldn't be taking damage anyways. Unintentional damage, that is. The number changes based on how many heart containers we have. But I think it's like, what, 30 right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I think once you
Yes, it's 30.
once you hit a certain point, then it changes to 40 kills. But there's no other point in the run where we actually do that many kills before doing any sort of saving and quitting. Saving and quitting resets the counter, and this is the longest point in the game where we can actually get kills without saving and quitting. You just also saw Dodongo skip, which is doing a sword out super jump, and then in the middle, while in the air, you release a spin slash, and that'll clink off the Dodongos and push you to the right. Bit tricky to learn it, but once you get it, it's pretty fun to do.
Feels like butter once you get it down pat.
Yeah, and then you'll just have those points where it just fails.
Not gonna lie, was that a pun that just happened? Because of get butter, pat. Anyway, go on.
No, I think you're thinking of like a butter pad.
It's
But-
true.
Alas, we're done with Dungeon 3. Perfect. Congratulations, mchan.
Nicely done.
See, this run is going fine, isn't it?
We'll see how mid-game goes.
Oh, we'll see, alright.
There's after this point, we now have the boots, the bracelet, and the feather, and we can go pretty much anywhere. So there's a lot of collecting to do. The next dungeon we need to do is D4, and between that, we need to get Marin, get the D4 key, get a bunch of seashells, heart pieces, various things. There's also another trick called that I don't think mchan's going to be doing, but it's called early rooster skip that you can do, which saves like 15 seconds, but it's random. You can save it. You can save it for later in the game, though. There's a lot of stuff that goes on between D3 and D4.
Yeah, this is the longest stretch without a dungeon.
So this is the cave we opened up earlier, and the reason we didn't go into it is because we didn't have the boots, but the reason we opened it ahead of time is because we already had bombs equipped. So we opened it up ahead of time strictly because it saves an equip, and each equip costs about 2 seconds.
Alright,
So
we
we skip the bees.
Yeah, we started the trade sequence. None of you saw it. We absolutely did the first third of that.
This is the power of Villa Skip.
Yeah.
Villa Skip skipped so much stuff. It didn't just skip the villa. It didn't skip the villa, actually. It's called that because we go through the villa.
But we skipped starting the trade sequence with the Yoshi doll all the way up to getting the bananas from sale. We just got the stick after beating Dungeon 3. And
Yeah, the game just
got-
assumes you have it.
Yeah, because how would you get there without it?
Exactly. You're supposed to have the stick to get to Candlelit Castle, but we skipped Candlelit Castle, and went to D3, so it's like the game has no idea what to think, so it just gives you the stick. And another seashell. Woohoo! Gotta avoid that acorn.
Nah, pick up the acorn. It's fine.
Unfortunately, the acorn is way easier to get, and thankfully it does not reset the piece of power kill counter, because you can accidentally pick it up in D3, and if you get rid of it in time, then you can still pick up piece of power without any resets.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Now we're just
So-
talking to a bear. Getting a pineapple.
Yeah, the reason we got the honeycomb is so that we can talk to this bear and get the pineapple. And when you get the pineapple, that is what tells the game to put Marin on the beach. And we have to get Marin because we need to get some pictures with her. Otherwise, we would just skip her. We don't even need her to get past the walrus. There's a lot of things that you can skip in this game, like you can skip it in any percent, but we do it anyway in 100% because there are pictures or seashells or heart pieces or whatever attached to it. Usually pictures.
And are going to be hopping in a bed and doing a few nice little jumps.
Yeah, so this is a naked super jump that he's doing here. So a super jump usually you just use a weapon to slash and turn Link away from the wall, because you need to be facing away from the wall to actually do the jump. But if you're already facing away from the wall, then you can just do it anyway.
Yeah. Things don't matter in this game.
But it's much easier to do with a weapon. So, yeah.
We can do whatever we want in this game, man.
Now it's time to fish the pond.
This is even a fishing game.
And by the way, Fish the Pond is an actual category in this game.
Yeah, it's only like 2 minutes, not 2 or 3 minutes or something. I can't remember.
Less than 2 minutes if you're good.
I think I'm like 2:10. So
you beat my 25:37 fishing time.
You probably farmed the rupees. So now we're going to be returning Bow Wow and getting a nice thing for our reward. Then we're going to get mauled by the animal.
This is the funniest picture right here.
Probably the cutest one too.
I don't know, you didn't get the funniest picture though. You didn't get beaten up by the photographer mouse.
That's a good point. If you say no to the mouse, I think he takes a picture anyway, but he beats you up.
Yeah, you have to say no to like 5 times or something. So it's really slow.
Exactly.
And he just beats you into the corner. Time doesn't matter in comedy, mchan. All that matters is that the joke is executed well.
Hold on, hey, why are we going back to D1?
Because we need to bonk that tree in order to get a single seashell.
Yep, unfortunately, we couldn't do that earlier, because we didn't have the boots.
But it's also faster than getting any of the other 6 seashells. Because they're all in, like, the back of Dungeon 6, or in the rapids.
Yeah, there's a lot of seashells that are way out of there. They're so far.
This is the best part of the game here. Did you know...
Did you know that we have time for donations right now?
Gasp! Well, we are super excited about the donations here for Midwest Access Coalition. And to kick off that, we've got Corin Catnip donating $11, saying, "Good luck, my boy," donating for Red Tunic. And if you are sitting here in the chat and want to donate as well, please go ahead and type out !donate in chat, or check out the donation panel below the stream. Those of us at Team Fastest Furs believe strongly that everyone everywhere should have access to a safe and legal abortion. Unfortunately, that right is currently under attack in the US in places where many of us live. Because of this, we're proud to support the Midwest Access Coalition this weekend. So let's keep up those donations. We're at $680 of our $5,000 goal this weekend.
Thanks, Corin. I'll send you $15 and some cat pictures later.
You can keep reading if you want.
Very well, very well. So, just really quick, as an example of how important the work of organizations like the Midwest Access Coalition is now, just imagine this. The state of Illinois alone is expected to see an estimated 30,000 new abortion seekers as a result of the overturning of Roe v. Wade in the US. So please, 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 definitely consider donating today if you're able. Once again, that's !donate in the chat, or type out !charity to be able to learn more about the Midwest Access Coalition.
And one more.
You got it. So this weekend is Team Fastest Furs fight for abortion rights. And if you are curious about who we are as a community, we are a group of furry speedrunners dedicated to building a strong community that's welcoming and open to all. In addition to this, we host 2 online charity speedrun marathons per year, one in the spring and one in the fall, and we do pop-up community events like this throughout the year, raising money for great causes. For more information, you could join our community on Discord by using the command !Discord in chat.
Right. Okay, so coming up is Walrus Skip. It's not really Walrus Skip because we have the intended way, but I'll let you guys explain anyway.
Yeah, we're just...
Yeah, it's slower to talk to the walrus still.
Yeah, so we just bomb trigger it. Now, in any percent categories, we wouldn't have Marins, so if we didn't get
I just
off
soft locked
the
this
screen,
now. The run's over.
Yeah, you'd be dead. So the run would be over. Because the mouse comes onto the screen expecting to take away Marin, but you don't have Marin. You have a chain chomp who is like Marin, but not. So you get frozen up, and you can't really do anything at all.
Also, I just love that the rabbit comes over and just looks at nothing and talks.
Marin, please, we have to go. Marin in my village. I think I hear my name being called somewhere. What? I don't understand.
Matt. This is one of my favorite heart pieces. It's on the other side, and it's kind of a roundabout way to get to it, but you can still bomb trigger it. The power bomb triggers are probably the most broken mechanic in the whole game because you could do almost anything with them.
It's so good.
You could just pull heart pieces from. There's a heart piece later on. I think we're gonna see pretty soon, but it's you have to go like through half the mountain to get to it normally, but you could just bomb trigger it instead.
Yeah. Now we just offered up some arrows to this pit and got a key, then bombed the wall magically. There's a lot of stuff that makes sense going on, trust me.
How is your arrow count?
I actually have just enough, as long as I don't miss my last 3 arrows.
Don't miss.
So there's lots of stuff to collect in the desert. We don't get to talk to those bones, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of people just didn't know that you could talk to those bones by throwing some magic powder on them. God, are they the ones that tell you about the cave underneath the pit?
Maybe. I have no idea. Oh, this owl!
Hoot.
These owls that you can't skip.
If only. We could bomb trigger it, but that seems like a waste of time. Or resources.
Yeah, there is. Bomb triggers to do an equip to get bombs. You need to spend like 2 seconds to equip them, so it's usually not worth. Actually, it's never.
It usually
worth.
takes 2 seconds for the owl to fly in, so it's you even out the time save anyway.
Exactly.
So now
So we're learning the ballad.
Yeah, we're picking up a song by ear from somebody singing it on an ocarina that we've never played before. This is before Ocarina of Time, so definitely know how to play this instrument.
Oh, Link's a gifted musician.
He's a
plays
prodigy.
flute
He's a savant.
Twice, I think. No, he has a flute in Z1, Z2, and Link to the Past, doesn't he?
Keep in mind, like later on in the run, we see during Facade that we use an audio cue to know when to place the bombs. If Link can hear that, to hear the background music, like that's exceptional.
Maybe that's just his superpowers. He can hear the background music.
Yeah, that's it. That must be it. Link's just constantly hearing this background music. Like, I mean, it is a dream, right?
Yeah.
It
Well,
might make sense.
spoilers! I've never
Spoilers,
beaten this
man.
game.
Spoilers, no one here exists except for Link. And even that's tentative. Because I don't know if he's dead. He's not dead until, like, Majora's Mask.
Sorry to spoil the game.
We've ruined all of Zelda lore. We're sorry.
Indeed.
Oh, wait, hold on, I forgot to do something.
Yeah, you sure this is the right way?
I don't know. I've been running this for 4 years, so I don't know. I still haven't memorized the route even after 4 years.
You would think that after 4 times of
Right.
doing this, you would remember not to get lost at this part.
I think you remember now.
Category's too long, man.
You're supposed to
There's too
go
many
open
things to
in
memorize.
D4. and get the warp, you know? Actually, you
no,
don't
you're
get
just
the warp.
wasting time, man. Yeah, you just run to the other side from here. Now you're misremembering it.
Aren't we all?
I don't remember anything about this game. I don't know why I'm here.
But jokes aside, that is actually faster to do it that way.
Yeah. It used to be that after D2, we'd go over and get that warp. The little warp thing next to, opening D4. But it turns out it's just a little bit faster. This is my favorite bomb turret in the whole game.
Oh, it's so smooth.
That heart piece is so far away in reality, even though it's on the other side of the screen. But you can just like that, you can get it. Here's obstacle skip.
The run is valid.
Smooth.
We don't have to berate you.
I hate that trick.
Oh, good. Wonderful.
So setting another save point, because he's not going to be doing early Rooster Skip. Rooster Skip requires the hook shot, but we don't have that yet. There is a way of doing it with the boots and the shovel, but it's a bit harder to do.
It's not marathon safe.
Yeah, and it can lose a lot of time if it screws up.
Look, just practice hard and you'll learn it for marathons. It's fine.
So seashell and another picture. Now this picture is interesting. It's a little hard to tell if the mouse actually dies, but there is some evidence later.
I mean, that's a long fall. All the way down the mountains.
But he's a mouse. I mean, he's small. Maybe he can survive it.
Yeah, mice
Maybe he
land
lands
on
in the
their
water,
feet all
you know?
the time, right? That's how that goes. Mice always land on their feet.
I think so. As opposed to landing in a cat's mouth.
Oh my god.
So this is Dungeon 4. There's a lot of water in here. I wonder if that has anything to do with the item that we're going to be getting in a bit.
Right, okay.
Rolling. Just gets. So if you're clipped to this wall, you can actually jump up or that. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it skips half the dungeon.
So here's a Jesus jump. You gotta be careful not to actually transition at the very bottom of that water, or else you actually go out of bounds.
Yeah, you kind of walk onto the other screen, and that's not kosher.
You'll be a few pixels on the wall, and if you transition while in and out of bounds place, then that's not allowed.
Yeah.
So there's the flipper, singular.
We didn't have enough game space in order to fit two, so we just have to make do with the one.
And now we're going to be doing a super jump, clinking off the P-hat to get to the Nightmare Key. There's another way of doing this that saves 4 seconds, but it's way harder.
Oh, it's disgustingly cool to look at, though.
Yeah.
Hardest boss in the game.
Yeah, here it goes. Harder than Molder.
Oh, let's go!
I must admit, I was hoping you would miss you to actually do the fight.
Do we have time to fit in a donation?
Yes, one.
Very well.
Probably.
A $500 donation from Jason LaRose saying, chat rules don't allow me to say what I really think about the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and I just woke up, so my brain isn't really doing the clever rebuttal yet, so let's just say, heck those heckin' hecks and their heckin' heck. Heck. And heck indeed, I agree, Jay. Thank you so much for the $500 dono.
Do these get uploaded to, like, YouTube and something? Because that would be a great moment to just edit in, like, the censor beep. So this is the second song we're going to be getting. It is the Mambo's Mambo?
Yep.
Something like.
I don't know. I've never gotten this song in English.
It's not the best song.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
No, we're gonna start this fight now. We're starting the beef now. What's the
We
best
get the
song then?
The frog song. Duh.
Still disagree.
we'll let the chat be the judge of that later. Then. I know we just talked over all that once, so they didn't really get to hear it.
It's fine. We're gonna do the same thing later when we get to the frog song.
No.
Yeah, we probably will. I'm sure we'll also talk over when we're opening the egg.
Yeah. If the past experiences of people doing this run marathons is anything to go by, we'll absolutely accidentally talk over that. Yeah, grab the heart piece, grab the song. Now we have this freaky little ghost following us.
Yeah, in any percent, we do D6 before D4, because when you get the level 2 bracelet, the ghost just doesn't spawn when you beat D4. For some reason, the game just doesn't recognize the existence of the ghost after that. However, we have to do D4, and we have to do the ghost because there is a single picture related to him.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Literally one picture.
What? Okay, I'm memeing.
I think it's less that you're memeing and more that you just missed that bomb trigger completely, my friend. What happened? Are you okay? The water didn't get up your nose, did it?
Alright, so I actually just opened up a metronome program in order to set up for myself for this next trick, so I'm gonna need to hear it, so I'm gonna need silence for just a few seconds. Too early? How many frames is that? 3 frames early, okay, that's fine. That still saves time, because you skipped that cutscene, but anyway, coming up is Zora Bump, so I'm gonna have you guys explain Zora Bump.
The worst trick in the game?
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
I hate this trick so much, and I will let everybody know.
So what we have to do is this little Zora in the bottom can spawn in one of 3 places, and we have to use this projectile to land on the ledge here and jump across, which saves a bucket load of time and allows us to do the other trick that we mentioned earlier, which is early hookshot. That is one of the main reasons why this category is awful.
Yeah, this is a required trick because normally you're supposed to have the hookshot to get across, to get the lens. However, we need the lens to get the boomerang to do early hookshot.
It's like some sort of sequence.
And I mean, I love the idea that the sequence works, but I just hate Zora Bump so much.
It's just the worst. Also,
and the other thing that could happen is when the ghost is following you, it can talk to you randomly, and it can even talk to you while you're setting up Zora Bump, so it just messes up the whole trick itself.
Yeah.
So it's random whether you get that trick first try, even when you're setting everything up correctly, as a result.
They also drowned a fisherman. We're terrible people.
Yeah, so supposedly the mouse was dead. He fell into the water off the cliff, died, and then the fisherman picked him up, but I don't know how the mouse could have taken a picture of him.
That's the fisherman stealing the... No, that's the mouse stealing the fisherman's soul. It's like the old...
I suppose the mouse could be a ghost, and it's still able to take a picture.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've played Fatal Frame, that's how that works. Look,
There's gotta be some way to make this make sense.
We can't confirm or deny the existence of any characters from any other game series in this game. This is a Zelda game, alright?
Yeah, we don't see Goombas or Kirby's or anything later either.
No, there's definitely not a Chain Chomp that we rescued earlier.
So we have the lens, which allows us to see this guy and get the boomerang. We don't need the shovel for any seashells now, so we just trade that in. It's kind of the only item that can viably be used to trade in anyway.
You can trade items that don't have a level or quantity.
Which is, like, almost none of them.
So you could trade the Rock's Feather, the shovel... What else? Rock's Feather, shovel...
Anything that doesn't have a level or a capacity number.
Can you trade the item back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've never tried it.
Okay, so there's the ghost talking to me. So and again, it's random. So that's just a unfortunate 2-second loss for no reason.
Yeah.
Plus more there because the text kind of threw off my movement there.
But the boomerang in most Zelda games, not that good. This Zelda game, mwah.
Yeah, this boomerang is incredible. Like
it's so good, but they nerfed, but then they nerfed it like 20 years later.
Yeah,
it's fine. we don't talk about
mchan,
that
do you
boomerang.
do Death Eye skip?
No.
No. Okay, so we're gonna see the true power of the boomerang then later.
What would it take for me to convince you to not to use the boomerang at the end?
To use arrows?
Yeah. Do it the proper way.
Alright, go for world record, man. Don't ruin my world record pace run.
I think the boomerang is kind of intended.
Intended, yeah, sure, but that's like...
Thus, it can be considered the proper way.
I'm not feeling it, man. There's no suspense to it. There's no excitement. You're just whacking the thing in the face.
All right, this picture here is the sole reason we have to do the ghost, and the sole reason why mchan lost 2 seconds to text earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, and also the other thing earlier is I upgrade arrows, so I don't have to worry about arrows anymore.
True.
Yeah.
So you have 60 of them. You could take that final boss.
Yep.
We also didn't mention that when you're getting the bomb and arrow upgrades, you have to select no, I think, on the second option.
First you have to say no on the first option because that's powder.
And then it's bombs, and then it's arrows.
Yeah.
So if you accidentally select yes right away, then you get the powder. So we sometimes call it powder skip.
Oh, whoops. Okay.
Here's a fun little use of the boomerang.
Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna do it this way. I was too low.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're like extra precise, then you can actually throw the boomerang through the rocks and get the heart piece out. Anyway, we're opening up D0 now, and D0 is kind of odd.
Yeah, so this is a special dungeon that was added just for Link's Awakening DX.
Yeah, to show off the colors. Hence
Yeah.
the name Color Dungeon.
And it's also kind of laid out like a Z1 dungeon, isn't it?
Music, yeah.
Yeah, the music is the same. Now, there's a fun little place in this dungeon that's quite handy, and I think it's just called the Rupee Cache. That's what I call it. There's a whole bunch of... These are 5 rupees. Each of those rupees is worth 5. And we need 300 of them, because we're going to be getting the frog song after this. And it requires 300 rupees. Soon, you're going to be seeing mchan do a hard reset of the game. So once he gets the Nightmare Key, he's going to save and quit, and then hard reset the game. And that's required in order to reset that rupee room.
I'm surprised. I think it's the only room in the game that has just rupees lying on the ground, doesn't it?
I think so.
Aside
I think it's
from-
also the only
true.
place where you can get 5 rupees.
Yeah. And this dungeon is special. It's not stored with every other dungeon in the game's programming. It's stored in RAM, right?
Something like that.
Which is why the hard reset works the way it does.
But the room conveniently has, how many rupees in it?
Big number.
It's like almost exactly enough.
Yeah, just running again. Grab this.
That's all
Now,
the rupees
these
I'm
are
gonna
also-
need. Unless the
Yeah,
unless the rest of the run sucks, then well, we'll see.
Unless he loses 10 rupees on the way to the frog song.
Is there
Somehow.
a like that eats rupees? Can we spawn that in?
Oh my god,
As
please.
far as I don't
Someone-
think there is.
Someone give me date on the phone.
Okay, coming up is one of the most annoying rooms in the whole game. What are these enemies called?
Uh,
Orb monster.
I think they're like orb beetles, or is that a Pokemon?
I don't know. Well, that was nice and quick. That
Yeah.
room can be a pain. Like, the movement of the orbs are kind of random. And so you just have to adjust on the fly pretty quickly.
You said
That
the
room-
magic
if you-
word. Orb.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of orbs, this boss kind of looks like an orb. It's also super easy with arrow.
And it says something completely nonsensical when you're attacking it. It's like green means go, yellow means caution, red means stop, just like a light signal. But you just keep on shooting it.
And now here's the other debate that is kind of more objective. Blue tunic or red tunic.
Disappointed.
Red tunic, each tunic kind of has its advantages, but blue is generally considered a little bit better, almost just because of the slime eel in D5.
yeah,
Because when you-
in this route, they're very similar in time, but for different reasons.
Yeah, the tunic gives you the effect of the guardian acorn or piece of power, and one of the downsides of piece of power is that there's a significant knockback, which actually kind of makes it harder to kill enemies quickly, because if they're knocked back further from you, then you have to travel up to them to get to them. The other downside is that you can't hit enemies as quickly, and so during Slime Eye, we need to hit the boss as quickly as we can before he retracts into the wall, as you'll see soon enough. And Blue Tunic just avoids that entirely because you don't get the effect of piece of power.
This is actually kind of funny because this is the first time that mchan has run this at an event, 100% specifically, where I haven't completely dumpstered the donation incentive to get the other tunic.
Yeah, so what people like to do when they're running Link's Awakening at marathons is have a bid war between the tunics because they're, like I said, they're similar in time for different reasons, and you might notice there is no bid war this time, and that's just simply because, well, let's face it, everybody's always going to be voting for Red Tunic, and which is sad because Red Tunic is not good.
It's entertaining to see you squirm as you're trying to kill enemies.
Best song.
I don't think it is, honestly. They got these two Kermit lookalikes and Wart from Super Mario Bros.
Yeah, I thought you said there weren't
very
any things from other games.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never said that. There isn't a recording of me saying that. Don't you try to put words in my mouth.
So this is totally worth the 300 rupees here.
The song itself, no. The thing that it does, yes. If I had to pay 300 rupees in order to get the ability to revive the dead, absolutely take my money.
So I think it's a totally missed opportunity that playing that song in the cemetery does not resurrect all the ghosts.
Oh, that'd be crazy if they all came back as Stalfos.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
They should have done that. They totally missed it. Alright, so we went down this warp, and there's one thing we need to do here, and that is to swim a lot. Why could we be swimming?
Who knows? They're just taking a nice relaxing dip.
I mean, I thought we were supposed to be speedrun.
Yeah, but
Now we're
sometimes
suddenly
you need a
speed
break.
swimming.
Yeah, it's a
This
detour.
this is like an hour and a half. It's a long run.
This is the makeup for the content.
This is great content. We're getting to see all of this Candlelit that we didn't do.
That's true. This is the other point where we see Candlelit Castle. Sort of. No, the real reason is because we need to get a heart piece.
Easiest heart piece to miss in the game.
It really is. How many people found it casually?
No.
I like how there isn't even a number or anything attached to that. It's just no. How many? No. So there's this House Zora.
This is the final picture. We don't have to see this mouse again. Also, notice that the mouse was not purple.
I'm telling you, the mouse is dead and it's busy capturing souls.
many of Link's souls has he captured?
Probably 2, because we still need 4 in order to do 4 swords.
Wait, I missed
So
that.
our way
Did
to the
anyone see
Armos
12
Museum.
on there, real quick?
What?
On the counter. Did anyone see that? Did anyone catch that?
Don't think
I
so.
didn't see.
Okay.
I sure hope you got it.
I don't see a reason why I would have
shame.
missed the picture.
Who knows? Maybe you missed the fisherman's one.
I don't
No,
think you
I
missed it.
didn't. I didn't press start by accident.
That's another reason. That's one of the other reasons I mentioned about hating Hundo is you can accidentally press start to menu when you're getting the fisherman's picture, and it doesn't count. So you have to do it
Yeah. If you
again.
go too fast, you'll miss it.
So he just collected the last seashell. After D6, we're going to be dropping off some getting level 2 sword.
Okay, yeah, that's 12.
Just gotta double check, you know. Now, here's another reason I like Hondo, is because this thing is just so much easier. Just spam arrow.
The Fire Emblem strategy.
Yeah, so there's another strat. It's much cooler. It's called boot strats, but it's just a few frames faster to use arrows for some reason. So
Not as cool as the Link's Awakening original strat, though. Just wail on it with the magic rod.
Yeah, if you have the magic rod, it's a way easier fight. Unfortunately, the magic rod is at the very end of this run, and it's just not faster to do D8 first.
Oh, right. Spoilers for Link's Awakening. We're just completely ruining everything.
oh wow.
I can't believe we've done this. I can't believe you've done that.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Here's the Zorlax jump.
Oh, I did it. It's actually
Yeah.
easy, but I make it harder than it's supposed to be.
Just jump up. Don't fall in the pit.
Pit jumping, or falling into pits is my favorite pastime.
It's the grand inauguration. You have to fall into every pit that you see.
Funny thing, in any percent, because we have Bow Wow, if you shoot a bomb arrow before opening D6, Bow Wow will eat the cutscene.
Some really black magic going on here. Well, I guess it's par for the course when the entire island doesn't exist.
This is the hold upright room.
Avert your eyes, chat. You don't see anything here.
That was the worst pathing for that spur.
Yeah. The big shiny blobs, the only thing that mattered in that room.
Alright, now we have the level 2 bracelet, so the ghosts will no longer spawn.
Despite the fact that we've already put them to rest. Now for everybody's favorite, the tile room.
This is another room you can actually do a bomb trigger for. It'll make the tiles start sooner. All kinds of little optimizations like that. But there's... it's really hard to do. And it wastes the bomb. This is one of the longer dungeons, isn't it?
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, mchan, are you running splits right now?
No.
Aw, I was gonna ask you how long D4 took you.
Yeah, I don't remember.
These, when we say long dungeons, this game isn't that long. This entire run takes like an hour and a half. The any percent is under an hour.
Okay, so mchan just did a shack jump. This is kind of like I think this is the first kind of super jump that was ever discovered, where like you're moving diagonally into a like a block, like a key block of some kind, and you can do some kind of weird super jump that's not clipped into the wall.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
I thought you
Fifth
said
isn't
this was
too
a world
bad.
record run. I'm disappointed. Get back in there and do it again.
Yeah, I gotta reset this run right now. Do we have time to
That's-
reset?
I don't see why not. You just do any percent. Actual any percent.
Alright, so this is Facade. You can actually hit him 3 times before he shows up.
Just jump in, drop a bomb. Suddenly there's a face on the floor taking damage.
And then from here you use a couple audio cues to know when to place the bomb. And that's it.
Easy boss, easy life.
I wish Boulder was that easy.
It is. In the Nightmares fight.
True.
Uh,
But only that.
Yeah. And now we're throwing bombs through a triangle. We're celebrating LeBron James being added into multiverses.
If you let the bomb blow up at the right time, it'll actually... the explosion will be a rainbow.
Oh, come on, dude.
That's an owl you can bomb trigger to make him land sooner. Because you already have bombs equipped.
What happens when you're having too much fun?
Oh, what happens when you're having too much fun? You're about to find out, because you're heading to D5.
Yeah, so at this point now, we get the level 2 sword, and at this point, this is the point where the benefits of Red Tunic no longer, like, you no longer have the benefits of Red Tunic. So at this point, you're more likely to to lose more time to make mistakes with Red Tunic. Also, the seashells don't spawn anymore, which is why we only get 20 and not all 26.
Oh, hang on, you can still pick up rocks faster with Red Tunic.
Yeah.
Not with
definitely
level 2
have to do
bracelet.
that.
It's the same amount of time with the level 2 bracelet.
It's just
Oh, I didn't know level
ruined
2
all the
bracelet did
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Also, literally, it's a completely useless tunic to get at this point.
No, it's not. It's just to make the runner suffer. It's to get money for charity.
Indeed, and it was funny when I read that donation earlier. I'm like, shoot, is there a bid war that I should have been talking about? Where is
a
it?
bid war. Don't worry.
Exactly.
If
but-
there was a bid war, he would have a red tunic on right now.
Pretty much.
100%.
But for those of you who are watching in chat and enjoying yourselves, if you do want to make a donation, do not forget to put it to an actual incentive instead of the imaginary tunic one that I was worried about in my mind. We got 2 of them open, one for Crypt of the Necrodancer and one for Silent Hill. So don't forget to put your donations to the incentives. Go ahead and type !donate in chat to open up the Tiltify.
Alright, so we gotta explain this one really fast. So there's a key right here, right? And we have a boomerang. We're lining ourselves up very specifically, and we're gonna try to pull the key into the other room, which for a split second, if you were watching, turned into a hook shot. This is early hook shot, and it's a 50% chance to actually get this trick. And it's awful. But, got it.
Yeah.
Second try is nice. Now we go back at the actual
Anything-
key if we can...
Anything beyond second try just sucks.
Yeah, this is basically the biggest run killer in 100% in particular, because it's like 2/3 into the run, and you have to rely on a coin flip.
And a coin flip that can lose you quite a lot of time if it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's about 15 seconds or more to set up early hookshot again each time you fail it.
And that's the only time we see Master Sulfur.
Yeah, we killed him right here. That's it,
And
done.
we did a little overkill. It takes 3 hits to beat him, but we did a 4th one, and it actually gives us a key. And that extra key that we're not supposed to have is going to set us up for another trick later.
Again, nothing out of the ordinary here. These are certainly Zelda enemies.
The Zelda squids, of course.
Yeah, what are they called?
Octorocks.
Yeah. Squidorox.
What's the Goomba-looking thing called?
What Goombas? I didn't see any Goombas. It was just the big glowing orb in that.
It's a Woomba. Yeah.
They were kind of squished Goron Noombas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah. And welcome in Shinji with the raid with 9. Welcome on in. You are watching Fastest Furs fight for abortion rights with donations raised for Midwest Access Coalition. Welcome in. We're watching Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening Deluxe.
It should also be said, not a Roomba. A Roomba is a different thing in this game.
Yeah. Okay. So this is slime eel. So it's he comes out of 4 different holes. And you have to basically just guess a side. It's 50% chance whether you pick a side that's correct.
This is the most exciting boss fight.
Okay, very nice.
Not bad, not bad.
So you saw that I only slashed him 4 times. You can actually get a 5th hit in if you're really good, but it's very unlikely you'd get it.
And that's dungeon 5 done. How many are left?
100%. Having the boomerang shaves off like literal minutes off of D5 compared to any percent.
Because normally we'd have to go and we'd have to fight Master Stealthus 4 times.
Yeah,
That's
this
just
would be the
work.
longest dungeon of the run without the early hookshot trick.
The only reason we even get the boomerang is because we have to. It's 100%.
Yep.
It's otherwise, it would be considerably slower to get the boomerang just to do early hookshot. Alright, there's really not much in the way of collecting at this point in the run. Like, we have all the heart pieces, or we don't have all the heart pieces, but we're almost there. We have all the pictures, we have all the seashells. So really, it's just about going to the dungeons and beating them.
Yeah, we only have 1 more heart piece to get. And one more upgrade.
Yeah.
However, what is coming up is a great trick that I mentioned earlier.
It's not great.
It's an early hookshot. Not early wrist skip, right? Right?
No, not the early one.
You're gonna do
Thankfully.
it like the early one, right?
Thankfully, 100%, you don't have Bow Wow to get in the way. You'll see in a second here, we need the hookshot for this trick. And it's a frame-perfect trick.
Okay, 2 for 2.
You can do it unbuffered or... you can do it buffered or unbuffered. Unbuffered is significantly harder. And
So-
not at all marathons.
Normally we
Should I safety save or should I go all in?
No, just go for it.
Okay.
We'd have the rooster because we got the Frog Song of Soul specifically to revive him, but that's once again work. So just gonna jump over here, go into this next room, and suddenly there's this big pit that we're gonna hookshot across. Comes back because we can't hookshot walls, so we're gonna buffer until the hookshot goes back into mchan. Jump because
Yes!
things work like that. And then jump, do it again. Who needs birds?
That was fast. That was a really good one.
Yeah, that second jump was really good.
Yeah, so that trick is double frame perfect. You have 1/60th of a second to do that jump when the hookshot retracts, and you have to do it twice. So buffering makes it so much nicer. But it is a little bit slower, and so like the people who go for like world records will do it unbuffered. Well, in 100%, people who go for world records usually do early rooster skip. But like, there's that randomness involved in that one as well, so it's usually up to the runner what they want to do with it.
Yeah, it's whatever you're more comfortable with.
There's a different strat that skips using hookshot at that part, but that only works if you get a frame perfect pause buffer on it, and that's random.
are entering D7, which stretches into the heavens. It's the Eagle's Tower.
The D7, if anybody's played this game casually, you know that there's a big giant ball that you have to use to knock down some pillars. We have big giant balls with fuses that we can use instead.
Yeah, no one uses wrecking balls anymore in Demolition.
Why would you use a big metal ball when you have a bomb?
Yeah. Many bombs. Now we get a completely useless item, the level 2 shield, the mirror shield. I don't think we're actually going to equip it at all.
Nope.
Yeah, we get it because it's 100%. And it's also on the way. So you have to kill that Zol, the green one that he just killed.
No! What do I do?
What do you mean, what do you do?
You
Okay.
go
Back up through
yeah.
the... Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this sort of works like the Pit and Moldorm's boss fight, where you just fall down.
Wait, do I have to
if
kill the
you
enemy
fall in
again?
the pits. Yeah, probably.
I don't remember if the enemy respawned.
Okay, he does respawn. Alright.
No, that's happened before.
Wait. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, you have to transition off the screen.
Yeah, you also have to destroy the pillars in a specific order.
That's a very uncharacteristic mistake, unfortunately, but we're fine now.
And you could do a super risky shock jump there to get over that pit. But
Worked.
yeah,
No, it didn't work.
that's definitely not marathon safe either.
Yeah, it's never happened before, Jiggly Saint.
Nah, I don't know, man.
We've got some debate as to whether or not that's a TNHB.
I definitely
It
remember
is, it
watching
is,
your
it
early
is.
runs, buddy.
For me, it is.
In a marathon, maybe.
No, I've never fallen down that specific pit.
You've fallen down the pits in this dungeon, though, right?
Not when speedrunning.
Mmm.
Anyway, Goomba
Are
search
we getting
time.
some Goomba? Yeah, Goomba Surf. This is one of my favorite tricks.
It's not a good
Even though it's pretty random as well. There's only a 25% chance that top Goomba is going to actually go in the right place like that. But when it does, it's just something so satisfying.
I hate that trick, too.
And that still saves time over the other method that requires no RNG whatsoever.
Yeah, the other method is sort of like the doggo skip, or the D4 nightmare key, where you clink off a pea hat.
Did you say plink off a Klee hat? That sounds pretty cool.
Yes, I did. Okay,
That sounds
so
like something in Don't Starve.
notice that the hook shot didn't stop. It just kept going, and it hit the eagle that was above mchan. How?
We're not allowed to rap, but the hookshot is.
So for whatever reason, there are certain screens that you go on that make it so that the hookshot can't wrap around the screen. We don't know all the screens in the game that do that, but we know a couple of them. Anyway, if you don't go on the screens, or if you do and then save and quit, then the hookshot just wraps around. It's a weird glitch. If you open the save and quit menu as you're falling down, you gain control of Link, so you don't fall down that pit. If you fall down that pit, it's a long way around, because that cave sets a save point, I think. So onward to D8. And on our way to D8, we get to skip Marin. There's a huge cutscene here that you can skip by just not going too close to her.
Alright, guys.
We don't rescue Birdwife.
No Zoomerang.
Oh yeah, you're right. He didn't do the Zoomerang. How could you?
Zoomerang, you can use the boomerang to launch yourself to the other side of the screen. I don't even understand how it works. I don't do it in my runs either. Like, why would I? The boots and feather is so much easier.
Easier, yes, but cooler. Think of the people, man.
Speaking of people, we just got an awesome raid from Merlcause, bringing 85 with the tail raid. Welcome on in, everyone. You are watching the fastest furs fight for abortion rights, supporting the Midwest Access Coalition.
That's pretty smooth. Nice.
And you're just about to watch mchan collect the powder upgrade.
Have you ever went in with exactly one powder and then you miss the hole and then you can't get the upgrade anymore?
No, because we don't spam powder like lunatics before this.
You can do it after, though, because we don't need it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh, okay.
So normally you'd use a level 2
Alright, I didn't
shield
die on
through
flame
this
skip.
slide. I'd be amazed if you did, honestly. Because you have blue tunic too. Normally you'd use the level 2 shield in order to get through that, but you can clip into the wall to prevent having knockback and just run on up the side.
And here's the other reason to have the frog song is to open up this place, but why do that when you have bomb trigger? Like, the ocarina is completely useless aside from using Mambo's warp.
Link is a true lover of Tchaikovsky and just enjoys the use of explosions in classical music.
Okay, so there's a weird clip. You can, if you're in the exact specific position, then you can do bookshot, which is hookshot on B and feather on A. If you use them at the same time, then you can clip through that key block.
That trick is not named that way specifically for somebody in this call forgetting what button it goes where. I guarantee you.
And a super jump over that, because what's a crystal switch?
Yeah, it works because when you press both buttons on the same frame, I think the one of the buttons takes priority, so it will always activate on the frame before the other button, which is why it works that way.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna take a dip into the lava. If you're transitioning, I think if you just slash your sword while transitioning onto lava, then Link just swims it.
Yeah, works out.
And now, the final heart piece.
So once we finish this dungeon, we're gonna have every heart container in the game. But first, we didn't do a lot of D4. That was a fast dungeon. So here's Cue Ball from D4, but red. And he's dead.
And he has an actual good hitbox, unlike the remake. So in this room, there's like 27 different possible combinations to go through to do this room, and they all take the same amount of time.
Yeah. Earlier we said that there is a Roomba in the game. This is the Roomba. And it's actually
It's the only one we
possible to
see.
get like a dash jump off to the right if you do it in a certain way.
Yeah, I forget how to do.
Oh.
It's you have to like dash
pretty
and
simple.
push the Roomba, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And then you like have in-place dash.
Alright, so this is Hothead coming up here. We didn't really completely understand how this boss worked a little while ago, not fully. Now we do. And it's actually like kind of an easy boss once you know how it works.
I must have missed that memo. This is still pretty hard.
It's the idea is that when he's on the bottom and right side of the screen, he doesn't take damage.
Does that make sense?
So it kind of like the boss seemed to be made to kind of give the illusion that it's taking a random amount of damage each time.
There we go. That's all 8 instruments, every art container, every item, every photo.
Oh, what's left?
Lunch? It is like
Oh,
11
lunch.
o'clock over here.
Well, I think the only thing left is to leave.
Is kind of wearing out its welcome. We have to get off this island, but first we have to break a few eggs in order to do that. Because by
Alright,
this
so
point,
traditions to Link's Awakening runs at marathons, we are going to be listening to what we call the national anthem.
is Coaland Island a nation?
Alright, so there's a lot to talk about here. The first thing is the egg pattern. You might notice I did not go back to Maid Village to go to the library and read the book to know what my path is. And that's because as long as you don't do that, the path is always the same here. It is left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. And then there are 6 phases to the nightmare fights, so I will let you guys take care of all 6 phases.
Unless I
this
get
is gonna
started
be-
explaining it now.
Yeah, we might as well, because this is going to be a mess.
Usually the explanations take longer than the fight itself.
So, first off, we're going to do a bomb trigger falling in here in order to skip the intro for the bosses, because that's just a lot of fluff. Going to pick up the bomb and throw it while pulling out our swords, that way it doesn't make any sound. It's very important that we don't roll sound on this. We go up very specifically aligned in order to kill the blob by having it land on our sword. And now...
That was weird.
What?
What on earth? Well,
Oh, then
assuming mchan did that correctly, the boss would
Yeah, that's not
never
gonna
throw
work, for
any
sure.
of what are called blue balls. So the first 2 shots that Aghanim throws are guaranteed to be reflectable. However, beyond that, there's a 50-50 chance that they will not be reflectable. And if you have the music and any various sounds going on during the blob quick kill, then it just screws up
Okay.
the RNG.
You got very lucky.
Wow, so he got 5 in a row, so that's
Yeah.
very lucky. That almost never happened.
So this is Shadow Molderum. We attack him really early, and then continue attacking to stick him in place. There's Shadow Ganon, who we just stab a lot in the face. There's a recurring theme. That was Shadow Lanmola, who we slashed a lot in the face really quickly.
And now, for the true power of the boomerang. We sit inside the boss.
Wait for it. Wait for it. And it's dead.
As soon as I transition, that's when time ends.
The big white screen.
Yep.
But yeah, that's it. That's Link's Awakening DX 100%.
Time.
GG.
123.03. Oh man, that time.
Nicely done, mchan. Really, really awesome run. And Phantom Matt Zintrothan, thank you so much for the awesome commentary explaining all those crazy, wacky tricks, too. Any shout-outs that you'd like to shout out for the Link's Awakening community?
Shout out to Zintra and Matt, of course, for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. And also just, I guess the whole Link's Awakening community in general. They're a really awesome community to hang out with if anyone is interested in getting into this game. You can get into either this game, the original Link's Awakening, or even Link's Awakening for the Switch. And communities for all 3 of the versions are really supportive, and they're always willing to help you out when you're getting started. Yeah, that's pretty much it. What
Excellent.
about you guys?
Yeah, any other comments, Phantom Matt?